In some ways, we're anti-classic real estate because we've seen it so much, and I guess it's people don't want that, you know.
For us, we're sort of trying to educate people, I suppose, to say pick your agent who's somebody that's going to be in your life when it's stressful, hard. We're talking about money, can you afford it, mortgage, finances, breakups, deaths. You know, there's so many things. Pick the agent that is going to make you feel like they're going to be able to guide you through that process, not so much looking at the commissions or what price they tell you you're going to get for the property. So
where the skills come in is when it doesn't go to plan. How does that work? What are the next steps? What are the, you know, what are our fallback positions, and how are we going to make it all okay and still achieve the result that needs to be achieved, even though there's been some hurdles. And I think, you know, it's the understanding what's going to happen if that doesn't happen. If this happens, what then? You know, and that's where we spend a lot of our time. And if anything, we kind of, when we're working with owners, we kind of shy away from talking about the big happy moment, because that's the easy part. I mean, that's where everybody wants to get to, but it's about planning and understanding all of the different steps. If things go wrong, which they do, you know, you're dealing with people and property. It's all, you know, there's always going to be something that can crop up at the last moment. So, you know, how are we going to handle that when that actually happens? Just a story on that for a moment. A number of years ago, I was involved in it was actually another salesperson I was working with, and the lady wanted to sell the property, and we'd appraised it at X amount. And she was happy to sell it, you know, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000. I can't remember the exact amount at the time, but it was substantially lower than what the appraisal amount was. And so I went with the other agent, we sat down together, and it turns out that her son was getting out of jail and he'd been extraordinarily abusive towards her. And so we had a number of family members come, and we, you know, talked through the process and what our thoughts were in terms of price and what we thought were that she could achieve. But it became about that she just had to sell the property in that, you know, next day or two. She was terrified, and all of the family supported her in that. So that's the classic, you know, it's not always about the final money. It was about, you know, for her it was, you know, she believed she was in some kind of mortal danger, I suppose.
And I think that, you know, they just ask the questions like why, what's going on, like really listen to people, and yeah, it's just not always about the money.